Tsushima 1274. A peaceful Japanese island suddenly thrown into chaos by the brutal Mongol invasion. The samurai, sworn protectors of the land, fall almost instantly, crushed by superior tactics and overwhelming numbers. Among the survivors, only one warrior still stands, Jin Sakai. Heir of a noble family, nephew of Lord Shimura, Jin is the living embodiment of Bushido, the way of the samurai, a code of honor that defines not just combat, but life itself. Yet, in the face of the enemy, something shatters. The noble, rigid code is no longer enough. To save his people, Jin must walk another path, a path of shadows, fear, and silence. Thus, the ghost is born. But this transformation does not come without pain. It's not just a matter of gameplay between frontal combat and stealth. It is a true inner conflict, a psychological war between two identities tearing Jin apart. The samurai, symbol of honor and tradition, and the ghost, symbol of survival and liberation. And perhaps the greatest war Jin Sakai ever fought was not against the Mongols, but against himself. Before we can understand the ghost, we must first understand the samurai. Jin Sakai was never just a warrior. Born into a noble lineage, he was raised under the guidance of his uncle, Lord Shimura. From childhood, Jin learned that being a samurai meant more than wielding a sword. It was about embodying loyalty, justice, and dignity. Bushido, the sacred code, defined his every step. A samurai must fight face to face, look his enemy in the eyes, and prefer death over dishonor. For Jin, this was not just training, it was his identity. The opening of Ghost of Tsushima illustrates this perfectly. As the Mongols land on the island, Lord Shimura leads a frontal charge. The scene is breathtaking. Samurai banners flying, warriors riding proudly, their blades ready. It's a cinematic vision of Bushido courage, sacrifice, honor. Yet it's also a brutal lesson. The Mongols don't share these values. They exploit deception, fear, and overwhelming force. The samurai code, noble as it is, crumbles instantly. For Jin, this is a shock. Everything he believed in collapses in front of his eyes. Still, he clings to the code. To abandon Bushido would be to betray his uncle, his ancestors, his very self. His meditations, his haiku, his connection to nature all reflect how deeply this code shapes him. But soon, Jin realizes Bushido is a cage. The noble way cannot protect Tsushima. If he follows it blindly, his people will perish. And this realization plants the seed of his inner conflict, loyalty to the past versus responsibility for the future. The ghost is not born out of desire, but out of necessity. The first time Jin kills from the shadows, it is a defining moment. His blade pierces an unaware enemy. The victory feels effective, but Jin recoils. His hands shake. His breath is heavy. It is not triumph, it is transgression. And yet, it works. Where the samurai fails, the ghost succeeds. Using stealth, tools, and fear, Jin accomplishes what honor alone cannot. Slowly, he realizes this new path, painful as it is, may be the only way to save Tsushima. But the ghost is more than a tactic. It is a legend in the making. Each village saved, each Mongol ambushed, builds a myth. The mask, terrifying in its simplicity, becomes the symbol of a savior. To the people, Jin is no longer just a noble warrior. He is a force of nature, an almost supernatural guardian. This duality torments him. Every step deeper into the shadows takes him further from his uncle's teachings. Conversations with Shimura reflect this divide. To his uncle, the ghost is shameful, dishonorable. To Jin, it is the only way forward. The ghost is not a celebration. It is a burden, a sacrifice of identity for the greater good. Thus, the ghost is both liberation and curse. A new skin that allows Jin to save Tsushima at the cost of his soul. Here lies the true heart of Ghost of Tsushima, Jin's inner conflict. The samurai and the ghost are not separate paths. They coexist within him, clashing violently. Cinematics emphasize this tension. Lord Shimura embodies tradition, order, and loyalty. He demands that Jin remain faithful to Bushido, to the way of their ancestors. For Shimura, honor is more important than life itself. But Jin sees another truth. Without adaptation, there will be no life to protect. This ideological clash is also deeply personal. For Jin, his uncle is more than a teacher. He is a father figure. Disobeying Shimura is not just rebellion, it is betrayal. Yet obeying him would mean condemning Tsushima. The choice is impossible. This makes Jin a tragic hero. With each Mongol defeated, Jin grows further from his identity as a samurai. With each victory of the Ghost, the distance between him and his clan deepens. By the end, Jin is neither fully samurai nor fully ghost. He is something in between, a shadow respected by the people, rejected by his family. The metaphor of the ghost becomes painfully clear. Jin is an in-between being, not dead, not fully alive. A man erased from his own lineage, yet immortalized in legend. His triumph is his tragedy. Victory comes at the cost of self. This is why Jin Sakai remains unforgettable. Unlike many video game protagonists, he doesn't emerge as a shining hero. He emerges broken, scarred, forever divided. A man who saved his people but lost himself in the process. The story of Jin Sakai is that of a man divided. A man who wanted to remain the samurai he was raised to be, but who was forced to embrace the ghost he never wished to become. This duality is the essence of Ghost of Tsushima. It transcends gameplay choices and touches something deeply human. The struggle between what we inherit and what we must become. In the end, Jin never truly resolves this conflict. He does not abandon the samurai entirely, nor can he reject the ghost. He is condemned to carry both identities, to live as a tragic hero exiled from his clan, yet immortalized by his people. And perhaps this is why Ghost of Tsushima resonates so deeply. It is not simply a tale of war or Japanese history. It is a meditation on identity, sacrifice, and the cost of impossible choices. Jin Sakai is more than a warrior. He is a ghost in the truest sense, caught between two worlds, two truths, two selves. And it is this inner duel that makes him legendary.